All right, we are live. What is going on, everyone? RB here. Welcome in A to Z Philly halftime live show, live on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome on into the show. The Philadelphia Eagles kick a last-second field goal there at the end of the first half, and they now lead it 20-17 over the Dallas Cowboys here in Week 16 as we head to halftime. A roller coaster of emotions. That's what that first half was. There was a high ride early on, a lot of good you can definitely take away. But then again, also a lot of things the Eagles need to work on as they go into the second half and try to pull this one away from the Dallas Cowboys. We are here in Dallas, and the Philadelphia Eagles, man, they got out to a big jump early, right? Gardner Minshew, in my opinion, has done everything we've asked him to and more in this first half. Yes, we will highlight the terrible interception where he tries to get it to Quez Watkins, maybe a little miscommunication on the route. But other than that, I think that's an outlier. I think Gardner Minshew has done everything you could ask him to and more here in the first half. He's 9 for 16, 144 yards. He leads the Eagles on a first drive score, hit A.J. Brown on a 48-yard pass. I mean, A.J. Brown had an insane double move over Trayvon Diggs and just burned him down the field. And unfortunately, the Eagles were only able to get 3 out of that possession. But, you know, A.J. Brown, 57 yards on the first drive. He established the connection early. I like the confidence that Gardner Minshew is playing with right now. It doesn't feel like he's a backup quarterback. You know, like he's coming in, he's establishing his rhythm, and he's got this offense flowing. And the Eagles were able to get a decent portion out of their run game, 52 yards in the first half. Miles Sanders hasn't really gotten going yet, but on the other end, Dallas hasn't either. They're only at 52 yards as well. So really, it's been a battle of the gunslingers. And Dak Prescott comes out early in this game, and he throws a miserable interception. I mean, Eagles fans were celebrating everywhere. It felt like for a second the Eagles might run away with this one. And coming into the game, obviously the Eagles are the underdog. No Jalen Hurts. The story is, can Gardner Minshew keep us in this ball game and not turn the ball over? And other than the one interception, I feel that Gardner Minshew has done his thing. But overall, I think the Eagles, they're going a little. I can sense how this game is going. I can sense how this is going. It feels like it's going to be a battle between Gardner Minshew and Dak Prescott. And I don't know if Gardner Minshew can win this game. So overall, I think the Eagles offense has shown up so far, had a couple nice sustained drives, but where the Eagles are getting killed here in the first half is with the defensive side of the ball. And, coming out early on, Dak Prescott again throws the interception. Josh Sweat runs it back for 48 yards, was it? A 40, let me get it exact here. It was let's see. It was a 42-yard touchdown, 42-yard pick six for Josh Sweat. First defensive lineman touchdown in the league this season. And Dak just threw it right to him, gave him a present here on Christmas Eve. And Josh Sweat took it all the way back. But then Dak Prescott, since that point in the first quarter, has been absolutely untouchable. He's been fantastic. 16 for 18 here in the first half, 168 yards, a touchdown. And the Eagles have gotten absolutely no pressure at all. Now, the Cowboys haven't even touched Gardner Minshew, but the Eagles only had 1 sack in the first half. And for a team that leads the league in sacks with 55, most in a season up to this point, for a defense that has been relying upon those front four and obviously some occasional blitzing as well, the Eagles really have not gotten any pressure at all. And it is time for Jonathan Gannon to switch it up a little bit. It has just been, it has not been there. It has not been there so far. So the Eagles definitely have a lot to work on here in the second half. I don't know if anybody's expecting us to win this ball game, but based on how we've looked so far, I think it says more about Dallas than it does us. Because again, we're coming into this game with a backup quarterback. But Dallas right now, they have their hands full. They have their hands full going up against this Eagles team. And, it feels like it's going to be a nail biter. It feels like it's going to be a nail biter. Let me know your thoughts there in the chat. How do you feel halftime here, Eagles and Cowboys? Give me all your thoughts. Give me some words to describe. Let's see. We have Brian Kelly on Facebook says, need a pass rush. I agree. Dave says, Gannon stinks. Prevent defense all half. Yeah, exactly. And how many times, it doesn't even feel like Dak Prescott connected for a big play other than the touchdown where he hits CD Lamb, and it was a blown coverage by Josiah Scott. That was just an awful play. It was a 36-yard touchdown pass. That came after the Minshew interception. They had a short field. It was pretty much all set up for them to go and execute. And Josiah Scott comes in first play. Avonte Maddox gets injured. Who knows if he's going to come back? I don't believe he will. But Josiah Scott just got absolutely cooked. And a miscommunication on the back end with Darius Slay as well. And, the Cowboys came storming right back. They came storming right back. We have Frederick, who says Minshew is playing scared. We have John, who says, let's go Eagles. You got this. Dave says Brian Kelly prevent defense does not work. And then we have John Paul, who says, see you this Sunday, January 1st. The Philadelphia Eagles are here on the road. This is a tough environment. We're trying to come out here and clinch the number 1 seed. Nobody said it would be easy. Again, I don't think anybody's expecting us, to win this game. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of positive and there's a lot of negative we can pull from the first half. The positive, again, is that the Eagles got their offense into a rhythm. At this point, Gardner Minshew's in there. The Eagles are still connecting, right? They're still flowing. And the Dallas defense has had really no answer up until the last couple possessions there. But the thing about it for me, and the most glaring stat here in the first half for me personally, is that the Eagles cannot get off the field, especially on third down. Listen to this. First half for the Cowboys, 6 for 8 on third down. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3. The Eagles can absolutely not get off the field. They just can't get off the field, man. And it's hurting us. It's hurting us bad. Our guys are lagged. I mean, they're over there on the bench, just, trying to gasp for air. And, they've been on the field a lot in the first half. They've been on the field. They cannot get off the field. They cannot get off the field. And, especially when the Eagles are kind of shying away a little bit from the running game near the end of the first half, your defense is on for a lot of possessions and they're going to get gassed by the fourth quarter. So can your defense step up and make a big play? And, like the chat is saying, Jonathan Gannon is playing very soft coverage right now. You're letting Dak Prescott sit back there and he's sitting pretty right now. Dak Prescott is sitting pretty in the pocket. You came out in this game, you established, some pressure early, and you force him into a turnover. Just an awful turnover by Dak Prescott. But I need to see more, man. I need to see more. I need to see Dak Prescott feel a little bit. I need to see Dak Prescott under, some uncomfortable environment, some pressure, man. It's been too pretty for the Dallas Cowboys. And it has been back and forth. And obviously this is a division game with a lot of high tempers. But right now that, nobody can stop that Dak Prescott to CD Lamb connection, not Darius Slay, not James Bradbury, whoever it is. So we have to come out here in the second half and we have to switch it up. Jonathan Gannon will need to make some key adjustments at halftime. He's going to have to switch some things around. He needs to push the right buttons, man, because it has been bad. It has been bad. We have Jamie in the chat. What's going on? We have Robert who says it'll be ugly, but we have this game. Let's see. James says Dak will kill you if there's no pressure and prevent defense on the field too long. Yeah. And again, back to what I was saying, like every route that I'm seeing CD Lamb run, they're not more than 10, 15 yards downfield. I mean, Dak is just taking what the defense is giving him, and it is frustrating watching it over and over again. You think at some point we would try something different. It looked like Jonathan Gannon tried to throw an extra man on a 3rd and 3, and Dak just notices it immediately and hits CD Lamb on a little bubble screen. So, it's frustrating. And you look at the Cowboys scoring drives in the first half, and they're glaring. 14 plays, 75 yards. 6 plays, 47 yards after the interception. 13 plays, 72 yards. And again, the Eagles have struggled to get off the field on third down. So they're going to have to switch some things up here. I don't know if Gardner Minshew can win a battle here with Dak Prescott. So you're going to have to establish a running game, but I don't think the Eagles are going to run the ball much in the second half. I think they're going to go back to trying to sling it and trying to let Minshew win this game. And, coming in, I said one of the most important things was he can't turn the ball over that much. He had a bad turnover. Dak had a bad turnover. I think whoever turns the ball over more in the second half will lose this game, because I think each one of those turnovers, if there are any, will be so crucial by giving the other team, an easy field to work with. So we'll have to wait and see. A.J. Brown, like I said, had 57 yards on the first drive. I know he was banged up a little bit He's been held for 7 the rest of the first half. Dallas Goedert's back this week, 2 catches, 45 yards. Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins haven't been going much. Also, there was a overthrow from Gardner Minshew to Quez Watkins. He had an easy 7, man. He had an easy 7, overthrew him. That's a tough one, man. But then again, we have to sit back and remember that, Gardner Minshew is not a starting quarterback. So the other thing that really bothered me in the first half was the 4th and 8. The Cowboys on the 45-yard line were essentially stopped in their tracks. The Eagles had them dead to rights. 4th and 8. They got T.Y. Hilton jogging out there. The guy's like 5 million years old, hasn't played in a year and a half. And let me know, what do you guys think? What was that, a penalty? Hilton runs a little out route. Darius Slay and him kind of run into each other, and the ball's going out of bounds anyway. Did not look catchable to me, and they throw the flag, and that gives the Cowboys a first down, and then they eventually had the 33-yard touchdown where Josiah Scott got lost in coverage. What do you guys think? Was that a penalty? Because I don't know. It was a little bit up in the air to me. Little bit up in the air to me, but essentially that's how I'm feeling after this first half. Like I said, to start, it was a roller coaster of emotion. There was a huge high. It felt like at one point this was going to be a game where we just run away with it. 28-3, 28-7, 30-3. And then the Cowboys march right back, and this game will be determined by, one, who does not turn the ball over in the second half, and number 2, will Jonathan Gannon find a way to make Dak Prescott uncomfortable? I've been pretty satisfied with the Eagles up front stuffing the two-headed monster, as they call it, of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, but they're going to have to do a lot better with the pass rush because Dak Prescott has been sitting pretty all day, and you got to get him off the field on third down. So let's shout some people out here in the chat. Wardell says, come on, Eagles, step up and put them away. Run the dang ball. Yeah, seems like they're trying to get it established, but I would definitely let Miles try to get into a rhythm. I don't think they'll do it, though. You look at the Eagles' DNA, you look at their identity all year. They try to get up big, and then they usually just let it ride, until they get up a couple scores. Then they'll start running the ball. And Dallas gets the ball here to start the second half. So it'd be nice to give them a 3-and-out early on. But appreciate everybody in the chat. James, thank you, man. Jamie up in here. This is the Eagles halftime live show here on A to Z Philly. Be sure you are subscribed and hitting that like button wherever you are watching. We will be back for post-game live right after the game. We'll be breaking it down in real time, analyzing everything that happens. So be sure to come back. And let me know in the chat, will the Eagles win this game? Will the Eagles win this game and finish it off? And will the Eagles get back into their MO here? We shall see. Appreciate everybody for coming through for halftime, and I will see you all on the post-game show immediately after the clock hits 0. Have a great rest of the game, everybody. See you then.